y'all, so I'm here at the Cimetière du Batignolles. Not sure if I said that correctly. It's a little rainy today. Hair's kind of crazy, look at that. It's my last day here in Paris, like my last full day. I leave tomorrow. But I'm getting in like at least one, maybe two more cemeteries before I go. I didn't stop at the front gate because it's actually active traffic up there, so I'm kind of like right at the entrance inside of the front gate. But we'll walk through. This looks like a cool cemetery, so we'll see what we can find. Okay, I am using my camera today because I accidentally left my microphone at home. Oh, I'm so irritated about that. I said my camera, using my cell phone. I have my camera, but I don't think you'd be able to hear me over like the wind and everything. So we're just gonna use my cell phone for today. I don't know, I might pull out the camera and I can do like a voiceover later. We'll see. This is already a rather beautiful cemetery. There are quite a lot of famous people buried here. I stopped at the entrance. They had a list at the entrance, so I took a picture of the list. Lots of painters, artists, poets, a lot of poets. Just trying to think if anybody else stood out to me on that list. I didn't really recognize any of the names, but I might look up some of them later. This cemetery had a security guard at the front gate, and he was checking people before he let them come through, like in their actual vehicles, not walking. He didn't check me because I was just on foot. But if you want to come through in your vehicle, I think you can use this as a pass-through, because I believe I came in the back of the cemetery, because my GPS was saying I wasn't here, and I'm like, no, I see the cemetery, it's right there. So I think it was trying to walk me around to the front. Let's see, I might need to zoom out. These are so close to the road. Here we go. It's difficult to see them because they're so close. This cemetery is right near the metro and the bus stop. I was supposed to walk like 8 minutes to get here. I'm pretty sure I walked 3, if that. Look at that art, it's beautiful. And yesterday I went to the what was it? The animal cemetery, pet cemetery. And I got ate up by mosquitoes. I'm covered in mosquito bites from those tiger mosquitoes. It's like the happening mosquito right now here in Paris. There's signs about them everywhere you go. And we have just come to a path that terminated, which is interesting because there's road signs here. Not road, but like cemetery street signs. One on each side. But I am out of pathway. So, I think I saw a path through the graves up here. Yeah, there we go. As usual, I apologize for my bouncy camera action. Oh, here comes the rain. Okay, let me stop and get an umbrella. Alright, I'm back. Got my umbrella up. You know, when I first got this umbrella, I was regretting it. Cause I'm like, you're only going to be here for like another week. What do you need an umbrella for? You can deal with the little rain. But then I considered how far my walk was, like in the mornings and stuff. And eventually decided to go ahead and get the umbrella. And I'm really glad I did, because otherwise I wouldn't have been able to stay in the cemeteries, because my cameras and other electronic equipment just cannot stand the water. They can stand a little bit, but not much. So if you hear a little pitter pattering, that is rain hitting the umbrella. I wonder what these balls have to do with anything. And that looks like a backwards letter L, or maybe a J. I don't know what's going on here. Huh. Check out this. This is really cool. Let's see if I can get a better image. I don't know who that is. That's some amazing tile work done. Very colorful. It stands out around all of these very gray burials out here. Alright, let's move on. Oh, it's really raining. I might have worn the wrong shoes. I wore some shoes that are lighter on my feet to try and give my knee a break. Thought maybe my heavy shoes were bothering it going up and down the steps. And my knee feels great today. I mean, great compared to how it's been. It's not 100%. But I am kind of regretting not having the shoes that I need. This is cool to see, like, in the back of this. There's steps. So you enter on the other side, and there's steps that come down. And then down there, it's just kind of trashed. Goodness. Just gonna see if I could walk around and see what the front of it looks like. The ground is really uneven, and there's these big giant fruit ball things. I don't know what they are, but the door is there and it's closed up. This is Laurent de something de Laurent. I can't see it very clearly. But yeah, these little, or these very big seed pods or whatever on the ground, they are dangerous and they roll under your feet. And I've almost slipped on them multiple times. Oh, sorry about that. I think I'm catching a cold. I told you a couple of videos ago, one of my classmates was sick. It happens to be the guy who sits right beside me in class. And he claimed it was because of the air conditioner. It's like, yeah, right. What air conditioner? It's Paris. There's no air conditioner. You live in a hotel. But yeah, and then he disappeared the last 2 days of class after being sick for about a week, hacking and coughing beside me. And now I've got like a sinus thing. My throat's been itching and I'm sneezing all of a sudden. Like, I don't know what's going on. Well, this pathway here is just very clear. Even though the grass is kind of tall, and I'm going to just say that's because of Paris's new regulations about herbicides and things like that. Y'all hear that I said herbicides? Herbicides. And yeah, I'm kind of getting used to it. It just seems normal. Like I'm just walking through a field and you expect there to be, you know, a couple pieces of grass that stick up here and there. Nothing big. It's definitely more manageable than some of the cemeteries I've visited over this week. I tell you, I've visited some ones that scared me a little bit. It's like, what are you doing, Paris? What's happening? You're supposed to be setting the example. And instead, you're kind of falling short in some ways. But I have been to some amazing cemeteries with some amazing practices, so it's cool. I'm learning a lot. And there's like no pathway to really walk between these. Not like this major pathway here. These pathways are so small, like that little piece of grass right there. I maybe can walk through here. I don't even know if we're supposed to walk through here, but I'm going to. There's a lot of security guards up front. I don't know what's going on. But there's this distinguished man up here looking at us. The grass here is a little bit taller. So last night we had our farewell dinner for all of the students who started together, and some who kind of came after, because there were some there that was like, I didn't meet you before, or maybe they just couldn't come to the welcome dinner. There are mosquitoes everywhere, y'all. I know I'm gonna be ate up again. And one of the girls I met happened to be from my school, UMW, and she said, it was very insulting actually. She said she transferred to William and Mary because she wanted more of a challenge. And I was like, wow, thanks. Personally, I think UMW has the absolute best historic preservation degree in like the whole state of Virginia. So I don't know what she's talking about. But then she said that she's not even doing preservation anymore. She's doing law, like getting a law degree. So it's like, well, yeah, maybe you do get more of a challenge for law there, because I don't think law is a big thing at UMW. It's like you could have led with that instead of literally insulting me and my education right in front of everybody. I laughed about it, but whatever. I still am very happy with the degree that I am getting, and I would not choose any other school, which is proven by the fact that I drive 3 hours every day to and from school for my classes. I bypass easily 10 other schools, all with degrees in anthropology, archaeology, museum studies. I don't think any of them have an actual historic preservation degree, but I'm not sure. But yeah, I purposely am going where I'm going. I guess, what works for me doesn't work for everybody else, and that's okay. Look how tall that grass is. We are just sort of walking back the way we just came because I cannot find a way across. Everything's wet now, and I don't necessarily want to walk through these areas because I don't know how strong the ground is. Ah, here's a path. I'm also getting like seed pods all over me from the tall grass, so I hope they don't have like any invasive species that might end up getting spread. I guess if they did, they'd be aware of it and tell people don't walk here. It's really raining now. Oh, that's a beautiful cross. Kind of stands out amidst all these kind of cookie cutter cross shapes. Oh, I really hope you can hear me over the rain and the wind and me walking through grass. There's a lot happening right now. And here I am out in a monsoon recording a cemetery video for y'all. So don't forget to like and subscribe. Go ahead and hit that notification button so you can get notified whenever I upload new videos. I've got 2 cemetery videos right now that are processing on YouTube. I'm kind of frustrated because I don't think they'll finish before my flight tomorrow. They've been sitting there for 2 days, and both of them are only at, like, I think one is at 22% and the other's at 36%. So, and that first one that's at 22 actually sat there for a whole day before I even uploaded the second one. So that gives you an idea of how slow the internet is. Oh, my shoes are getting wet. That's not good. I'm gonna end up with wet feet, y'all. Definitely should have worn my other shoes. Oh well. I'll just come home with the cold. Pretty sure I have one anyway. And I almost went back home and changed my shoes when I left the house today, too. It's interesting the way like the burials are. You have sort of like a grid pattern happening, and then you have this thing that interrupts right in the middle of the pathway. I'm wondering if, like, did they run out of room, or is it because the ground does something strange here, like the shape of the land? Why did they need to add this extra row here? It's not even a full complete row, it's like half a row. Let's keep on moving. The longer I stand here, the more wet my feet get. Just noticing the back of this one. Let's see if I can zoom in. See this guy. Damage happening on the back side of this. I'm curious as to what the front looks like. You can't see that yet, but we will soon enough. I don't know, something about the rain actually makes the cemetery even more beautiful, I think. It could just be a personal preference. Carved into the back of the cross. Letter U, maybe? And that's on the back side of that, so I'm curious as to what's on the front. Oh wow, this guy has been through some stuff. That is coming completely and utterly apart. In every joint possible, it is coming apart. Let's see if I can zoom out. There we go. These burials are so close, I have to zoom out as far as I can to get a decent picture. You can see here, right up top there was a pin and it rusted out, and unfortunately it caused this poor cross down here to fall and it broke. And this is the thing I was talking about. Remember in a previous cemetery video, I can't remember which one now, there was a giant cross that looked like it had levitated itself down. I was like, how does that happen? This is more what you expect to see. when things fall naturally off of their bases. You expect it to fall and to break into pieces and potentially damage anything that's around it. So let's see. We can go that way, which takes us back towards the entrance. Or we can go this way through this kind of messy spot. How about we take a third alternative, if possible. I don't know if I can. Back the way it came. Trying to keep my umbrella from scratching up any of the headstones. It's actually not a great idea to have my umbrella out here when things are so close together. But so far so good. Haven't damaged anybody. Alright, let's see. This is that one we just looked at a second ago. It's sort of falling apart. There are some words up here. Barely readable. They're literally peeling off. What in the world causes it to peel like that? Now I've seen like lamination on stones, but I've never seen it like this. This almost looks like it was some kind of material, and it's just almost like plastic that melts away, you know? I don't know what's happening there. You stone experts, let me know. This is one of those older monuments. It uses a different kind of stone. I don't know what this is, if it's granite. I want to say it's like sandstone or something, and only because I know that there's a ton of it under Paris. But it seems like not a very strong material to make headstones and monuments and things out of. So I don't know. One of the reasons people like it is because it's so easy to dig it out, so you can have like nice basement area under your house or whatnot. Bunch of different names here. Oof. Got a mosquito. Hold on, stop. Okay, I'm back after that brief interlude. A doggone mosquito flew right into my eye, and my eyes have really been bothering me. Oh shoot. There we go. Okay, my eyes have really been bothering me these past 2 to 3 days, like itching. And I've been worried that, maybe I have some infection or something because I had eye surgery last month. And it's like a big issue. I mean, I used up all of the steroids they give that's supposed to help your eyes recover or whatever. But I definitely don't want any dead bugs in my eyes. So I had to get my eye drops and rinse my eye out real quick and then check it with the camera to make sure there's nothing there. But I survived. Hey y'all, there are mosquitoes. They are swarming. They're everywhere. I don't understand what's going on, but I'm not staying right here. Since when do mosquitoes like rain? I know they like water, but like active rain? Shouldn't they be sleeping somewhere? Hiding somewhere? Oh my gosh, I'd be so happy if all the world's mosquitoes were gone. Guess I can give y'all a better look here. I think mosquitoes even bit my face. They bit the palm of my hand, which is a terrible place to have a mosquito bite because you use your hands. They got my right hand, which is my dominant hand, and so everything I touch makes me itch. They really got me good yesterday at that pet cemetery. It'll teach me. Stephen King should have just wrote about pet cemeteries with giant mosquitoes in them. That would have been horror story enough. Alright. Another grand avenue here. So this is Central Avenue. This is interesting. Some kind of tile work. Famille Tranché, maybe? I don't want to stop too long at any one place because everywhere I stop there are mosquitoes swarming. These are just amazing monuments. Well, this cemetery is actually a bit quieter than some of the others I've been to. There is a wall around the cemetery. I don't know if you can see it back there. There's a wall. And, I mean, there's traffic. I can hear it. But we are sort of removed from the major road traffic. Let's see if I can zoom out and get this better. Oh, the rain is picking up because it's not raining hard enough right now. Y'all are gonna be so tired of me complaining by the end of these videos. I can't help it. I like to voice exactly what I'm experiencing, exactly what I'm feeling. There's nothing to the imagination. Some people like it because they know what's going on, and some people hate it because they don't want to know what's going on. I believe in open communication, even to my own detriment sometimes, which I'm working on. Oh, there's even like a bridge in the background, big old overpass, and I can barely hear any noise from the traffic there. Wow, this is big. Can I get this? Famille du Pier? Vero? I don't know. I'm not getting along with the French R today, so it is what it is. Some days it's like that. Some days I'm all over that R and it's amazing. And other days I'm like, what sound does the letter R make? Maybe this person was a sailor? A giant anchor. Or a swashbuckling pirate? I don't know. It's beautiful. Everything's all shiny because of the rain. Alright, let's head back to this side. Delani. This is a really big cemetery. I did not know it was this big. Like, I always look online before I come and kind of make sure the cemetery is still there, because cemeteries do move and they do disappear. And I try to make sure that it's not too long of a trip, because if it's longer than an hour, I might not be able to do it. I have to make sure I can access it by metro, bus, tram, walking, or a combination of those things, because I do not take taxis. Wow, I guess my GPS was on the whole time because it's telling me I just arrived at the cemetery. GPS for the win, y'all. I've been here like 40 minutes and it's just realizing it. And it just keeps going. And this is just like 1/3 of the cemetery. There's still a whole side over there I haven't even gotten to put my camera on yet. Most of these monuments are in really good condition. And I've seen a couple that aren't great. But even like the older ones are holding up very well. I always like these that have the pictures of people. Oddly enough, there are no mosquitoes on this side. Must be something special about the other side that they like. Now, last year when I left Paris, I was not ready to go. I wanted to stay. I was just beginning to enjoy Paris. I think my last week, maybe last 10 days, were the most enjoyable of my whole experience last year. It started right after the French Independence Day holiday, Bastille Day, and then I just continued from there. Oh, this is so big, I cannot get it all in the camera. And as soon as it was time to leave, I knew without a doubt I was coming back. I didn't know how I was coming back, but I knew I was coming back. And so this time, I was like, I cannot go back through the same like study abroad thing. So how do I do it? And my main goal in coming back was to visit cemeteries. I only got to visit like one or two last year because I had an illness that kept me from being able to participate as much as I wanted to. I'm meeting a dead end with the grasses here. Do not want to walk through, 6 foot tall grass when it's raining because you will get soaked. Bugs. But yeah, I was disappointed. I only got to go to Père Lachaise and I got to go to Montparnasse for a minute by myself. And then, of course, we visited the catacombs, which I don't consider a cemetery. It's actually a meeting of lots of cemeteries. And I like the catacombs, but it's not, for me, it's not what I consider to be a cemetery. So yeah, I definitely knew I wanted to come back. I wanted to look at some of the artistry in the cemeteries. I wanted to think about the minority cemeteries in the United States and some of the struggles we have in minority cemeteries with keeping them clean, keeping them secure, with caring for the burials and the plots, the headstones, all of those things. Here, ground's a little uneven, but I think I'll be okay. And I know that in the past, like historically, the U.S. copied France for their first cemeteries here. In fact, we copied France for a lot of things, honestly. We're little copycats. Sometimes that's a good thing. Sometimes it's used in a negative way. But anyway, we've copied like the design of the cemeteries with the open green space and these pathways for walking. Sometimes with water features and I thought it was a mosquito. It's water running down my elbow. And any number of, other things that make cemeteries nice for people. In America, cemeteries were our first parks. We didn't have parks prior to that. And so that's where people went kind of for recreation, to be outside, to enjoy fresh air, to be in a safe space, and also to enjoy solitude and reconnect spiritually. And then somewhere along the way, American cemeteries took their own path away from the path that French cemeteries took. And I don't know why, but they did. And so it just made me wonder, now, after so much time has passed, what are the French doing in their cemeteries that we could be learning from? Like, it's kind of like returning to your mother to get help with a problem. Well, first, Americans have to recognize that we do have a problem with cemeteries. I was talking with someone at the dinner last night. That's right, I forgot to finish telling y'all about that because I got attacked by a mosquito. But I was talking with someone at the dinner last night, the farewell dinner, about cemeteries because they all had a lot of questions. And I was talking about how, you know, in our American cemeteries, we maybe only bury 1 or 2 people in one plot. Like a single kind of burial plot, unless you have cremations or something. But in France, you could do 6, 7, 8, 9, you know, and the French people at the table were there. They were like agreeing with me, like, yes, it's very good for space and blah, 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 you know, and your family's all in one place. Like, exactly. That's what I'm saying. And one of the Americans was like, well, that's because they don't have space in France, and we have plenty of space in America. I was like, actually, that's not true. That's what people think. That's what people say. But the truth is, we don't have plenty of space. That's why we build highways on top of and through cemeteries. That's why we build housing developments on top of cemeteries. Space is an issue. And not just space, but like what's considered the prime location or the prime space. That is a big consideration. And oftentimes it is the black cemeteries, there are the black cemeteries that are removed, that are disrespected, that are treated terribly when it comes to a city or a state's building plans. It's unfortunate. You know, you don't often see this happening to white cemeteries. It does happen, but it's not as common as with the black burial places. And in fact, a lot of times, descendants have to go through a lot to even prove that the place is a cemetery, so that folks will have more care and more thought to what they're doing with their building projects. And that to me is really sad. Oh my goodness, this cemetery is just going on forever. Okay, I think we have like a cremains area. I don't want to walk too far down here because it looks like it takes me away from the main burials. Yeah, I just wanted to check the dates and make sure these weren't like a children's garden or whatever. Looks like it's just for cremains. And look at that. Zoom in one more time. That picture. Paul Vidal. I'm guessing he was some kind of musician. I'm not familiar with his name. Actually, it kind of sounds slightly familiar, but I can't bring to mind why. So you musicians out there, let me know. Looks like he played the lyre. I think it's a lyre. Or wrote music. Okay. Oh my goodness. Now there's still like a whole other section we haven't even gotten to, and this, I can't even see the end. Let's see if I can raise this up so you can see. Look at that. It just continues like as far as the eye can see out there. I don't know how far to go with this. I wanted to visit another cemetery today, like one more, but they all close around 5 or 6, and they don't let you in like 15 minutes before closing, so you have to get there early. Again, I apologize if my filming is kind of bouncy. I'm walking on uneven terrain, up and down. Let's see. That's odd. It's like steps up to a door, and the door is kind of open. Can't tell very much from this angle. The door is sort of open. That is definitely the beauty in French cemeteries, is the uniqueness of a lot of these headstones and monuments. Yeah, you know, a lot of them are same old, same old, same old, same old. The uniqueness comes from the people who are there versus the designs on the actual monuments. But some of these are 100% the design. Like, they are beautiful, gorgeous creations of art. Let's see. Okay. I haven't pointed it out, but the cemetery does have water and an abundance of trash cans. They're not very pretty. I think they're doing some work at this cemetery because I noticed some machinery. Switching hands here because my left hand is cramping up from holding the camera. Let's see. Madame something Antoinette. It's kind of faded out. Born July. Died the 4th of... Oh no. Born the 4th of August 1872, died the 26th of June 1923. Looks like there's 4 people buried here. Oh, it says eternal regrets. That's so sad. Apologize if you can hear potato chips crunching out here. It's the dead leaves. Even though they're wet, they're still crunchy and dry. A little oxymoron happening here. It's dry, wet leaves. I do not really want to walk all the way back there. Let's see. I keep seeing these areas where birds have just been decimated. Look at that white patch right there. That's all bird feathers. Oh, there's actually a bird over there. We're gonna go away from that. I mean, if you're going to meet your end, the cemetery is the place to rest, finally. But gosh, it's gruesome. I don't know what's happening to these birds. It's like the 3rd one I've seen since I've been out here. Maybe there's a bigger bird who's hunting. I didn't want to walk back here, and now I'm walking back here. I guess my legs are like, yes, you do. You want to come back here. So here we go. Let's head over this way. See the big giant building in the background. It's a Hampton Inn. Have your hotel room overlook the cemetery. I wouldn't mind that at all, actually. I wouldn't want to live where I could see a cemetery every day, but to like visit a place where there's a cemetery nearby would be cool. I just wanted to see this. Look how beautiful. quite beautiful. Oof, I can't get a picture. There we go. I just cannot work this camera with my right hand. I don't know what it is. I guess, sorry, fingers in the view. There we go. The reposition here. It's hard work trying to hold all these devices and hold the umbrella too. Looks like my left hand is better for the camera than my right. Go figure, because I am right-handed. Don't understand that. All right, let's see. The rain is a bit lighter now. That's good. Definitely good for my shoes. I don't know if y'all can see my shoes. They're like, the light part back here is dry, the dark part is wet. It's weird that I just heard something odd. Could have just been something settling in my book bag that I've got on my back. Yeah, I think it is. And I thought I saw something interesting over here, but maybe not. It's like a giant horse head or something. It's way back here. I might record the way back and then cut the camera off and walk back up to the front so you don't have to see like the same graves duplicated. Or I could say nothing. You probably wouldn't even know because so many of them look quite similar. Sometimes I get confused when I'm out here walking. I'm like, did I already walk this path? I can't remember. Even though the avenues are all labeled, I still get turned around and confused. I've got like 2 left feet sometimes when it comes to directions. Oh, so much grass, y'all. Oh, I think I see an open pathway up here. I'm watching this mosquito bite on my left arm grow while I'm standing out here walking. I don't scratch. I'm really good at not scratching. This thing is driving me bananas. It's itching so bad. And I'm highly allergic to mosquitoes. I get big, giant red welts on my skin, even if I don't touch it. Okay. Let's see here what we got happening. Look at that. It's beautiful. Ah, bug. It's attacking me. I think that's tile work in there. Got some shiny, it's not really coming across in the camera, but there's like some shiny, sparkly gold coming out, sort of like sun rays coming out from the cross. How to get over? Keep walking this way. I wonder if they have ticks out here. I hadn't thought about that. Walking through this tall grass. If they do, I haven't seen any, but it doesn't mean they don't exist just because I haven't seen them. Odd part in the pathway suddenly becomes white, matching the stones there. Got some stone overflow. This guy, I don't know what's going on here. I'm gonna go ahead and push through here, even though the grass is really tall. Okay. So this is something to think about if in the U.S. we adopt some of the practices that France is using about killing the weeds and not using herbicides, then we're going to have cemeteries that to some degree look like they are uncared for or not being at least mowed. And that's a big issue for a lot of people. It doesn't bother me so much, having worked in some pretty awful cemeteries in regards to having maintenance and care on a routine basis. I'm used to letting the grass grow, 4 or 5 feet. Not that I agree with that practice, but I was not in charge of, that practice. So I'm used to that kind of thing. And then when the growing season is over, they'll cut the grass. But a lot of people don't like that. I personally don't like it either. I've got a old guy here that's falling apart. It's not why I came over here, but it caught my attention. Can't really see it, but the end up there is open. This one, the ground is sinking, and it's caused that big monument in the back to get off balance. A lot of times these things aren't connected with cement or metal or anything. Actually, I shouldn't have said cement because that's going to start some comments. But yes, I know that you are not supposed to set stones in cement, people. Let's just get that out there right now. But my point is that a lot of times these stones, they're not actually connected to anything. Like the die part is not connected to a base by means of any kind of adhesive or any kind of metal. Sometimes they're just sat on top, and it's just gravity that holds them down because the stones are so heavy. And if anything happens, like this subsidence in the ground or some kind of collapse of the vault underneath that makes things sink, it offsets the gravity. Offsets, incorrect word, or maybe, I don't know. But it messes up the gravity on these stones, and it only takes a little bit to make them kind of tumble this way or that. And it's unfortunate because this will take a lot of work to get it up. And probably, I don't even want to get into it, but we're definitely going to need some professional help to get that taken care of. This is what was drawing my attention. This giant horse head. Hello, Mr. Ed. The Olaf Vicomte von Cleef. That sounds like a movie name. That doesn't even sound real. Look at the face down there. See if we can zoom in. Trying to do this with the umbrella is hard. It's like a little weeping face. And then we've got our horsey. Oh, did he die from falling off of a horse? I think that's what that says. I cannot check the translation on my phone. Oh, it's a cat. It scared me. Oh, cat. I can't check the translation on my phone because of using the phone to record the video. Look, somebody's collected those seeds and put them on top of this person's monument. That's interesting. Wonder what made them do that. Okay, we're definitely at the end. I am noticing back here, let's see if I can zoom in. There's these green dumpsters back here. They're hidden behind alternating gray wall and green fencing. It actually does really well to camouflage the dumpsters. That's kind of cool. Okay, we are moving on. I always like things like this. It's just different enough to stand out and draw your attention. And I imagine it's helpful for family. You know, if you come out and you've got a row that looks all like this, it's hard to know which one is your person, you know. But if you've got something unique about it, a different color, different stones, or you know, some kind of shape or design that stands out, it's a bit easier to find your loved ones. And there's the bridge up there. So we're right here by road traffic. But it's fairly quiet. I don't know how they manage that here. I'm not gonna walk over there, and I mean it this time. I'm not walking over. My legs shall not betray me. What I am tempted to do though is follow this path and see where it goes. Let me check my time. Okay, my phone is like, no, you can't do anything. Watch. Okay, it's 3:55. Alright, so I need to wrap this up anyway. But I'm kind of curious about where these pathways go back here. If they circle back around to the front of the cemetery. I'm confused as to where my GPS was trying to bring me, because I don't see any entrance over here. So where was it trying to make me enter the cemetery at? I don't know. I'm not gonna walk down there. It's like barbed wire, like a prison. I'm gonna go this way. Gosh, my knee is starting to hurt again. But the rain has stopped. Put my umbrella away at least. Here, I'm gonna stop the camera and put my umbrella away. Okay, so I went to set my phone down here, and look what I noticed. This guy's alive and moving. Hey, buddy. Let's see. So little, it's hard to get them. These are all slugs, and they're all alive. They're all in their shells. Look at that. It's very cool. All right. I tried to put my umbrella into my bag, like on the side, on the outside, because I didn't want to put it in there with like my camera equipment, so I'm worried it'll soak everything. So it got really wet. That was the most rain we've had the whole time I've been in Paris. It was a lot. But it immediately made the side of my bag wet and threatened to make me, like my clothes on my back, wet. So I said, let me just hold this in my hand for a little while. Oh gosh, that's not good. And it's bad too. Wow, you can see how far down it goes. There's nothing really down there. I'm actually worried I'm going to drop my phone, so I'm trying to be extra careful. But you can see how far down that goes, and that is like, that's stone down there. I don't know if you noticed the walls. See that? That's stone that goes all the way down. It's kind of cool to see the inside and to get an idea of what's happening underneath these guys. So that's pretty deep ground under here. I don't know how many feet down that was, but we always talk about like 6 feet for burials. I believe that could easily be 6 feet or more. This is kind of cool looking. Let's keep it moving. I need to really get back up towards the front because I don't remember what time they close. I haven't heard the bell yet, so we're doing okay. That bell is a great idea. It's nicer than like maybe hearing someone blow a whistle or some kind of siren or alarm. And it kind of gives you like an old church vibe kind of feeling, which fits with the cemetery, because, you know, a lot of the cemeteries were just church burial grounds at the start. Okay, made it back out to one of the main roads. I just saw something cool over here where we've already been, actually, but maybe I can zoom in from here. Look at that. And that's kind of grainy. It's not great quality. That's very cool. It's like an anchor and looks like wings. A lot going on there, and maybe a wreath. It's so wonderful that the roads out here are paved and the sidewalks are mostly paved. And these areas are growing wild, which is a little bit of a hassle when it's wet and rainy like this. But in general, it doesn't look too bad. I really am thinking about this, since in the future the US may adopt similar practices for herbicides. I definitely hope they do. It's always so sad to me that we're supposed to be in like this advanced country, and we're supposed to be, you know, an example to many other places, many other countries. Sometimes we're supposed to be. And yet we're so far behind when it comes to just the general care of the people who live in the country. And how can you allow practices that you know cause cancer? Why is it so difficult to change those practices? Yeah, you may be making lots of money off of whatever you're doing, but you're killing your consumers. How is that good? How is that good? You don't want to kill your consumers. You want them to live and be healthy, right? That's how you continue to get rich and wealthy. So yeah, it's always interesting to me the kind of capitalistic mindset that the United States has. Don't want to turn this into like a political thing or an economics class or anything like that. But when you just examine some of the everyday practices that are totally acceptable in the US, and then you examine practices in places, for example, that are a little more progressive, like Paris, France, we can see an overall lack of care for the people who live in the country. And it's funny to me because people literally risk life and death to come to the US, and you're risking all this to come for like this American dream. But what if your American dream is cancer because the US won't change their practices for dealing with weeds and pests, and for building homes and all other manner of things, you know, for products that are put in our foods and in our hygiene items, things that are supposed to nourish us and keep us healthy, and instead they are putting poison into our bodies. And no one really talks about that side of things. No one talks about the immense cost of healthcare, which often isn't available to minorities. I myself, I have struggled so much in the US with getting adequate health care. And it is unfortunate because I have been sick a lot. There's small things that could be fixed quickly and easily if my insurance would like approve it, but they don't. Or if my doctors would approve certain practices, but they won't, or they're not able to because of, you know, laws or insurance issues or company policies or whatever the case may be. Like, there's always something, and it's quite frustrating. And I know for a fact that wealthy people don't have to deal with that. You just throw money at your problems. You can, you know, find a doctor and pay for it out of pocket. So I always think about that. You know, what is the dream that people are coming here for? Do they ever think that their dream will end them up, you know, here, in a place like this? Now, this is interesting here. Got a bunch of work vehicles. It's pretty loud under here. We're under a bridge, like an overpass, and it's starting to rain again, so it's perfect timing. There are headstones here. These are from the 1980s, 1990s. See, this is what I was talking about with people building highways through cemeteries. I mean, look at this. At least they didn't, you know, completely remove the cemetery or just pretend like there wasn't a cemetery here. They found a way to compromise on necessary city infrastructure. I was going to say and cemeteries, but cemeteries are part of the necessary city infrastructure. So I don't know. But look at all the dust on these. It is caked in dust. They are all covered in dust. And I don't think it's because these are really old. See, these here are 1950s, 1970s. Well, this one's 1925, so that's fairly old. But still in like great condition, and it's probably in great condition because it's sheltered by this guy from all of the wind and all of the rain. So it's a compromise that works for some of these. And I do apologize for the noise. I can't do anything about that. It's like a big, I don't know what they're doing over there, like a construction thing or something. Lots of thumping and bumping. I sound like an old person when I say that, huh? Thumping and bumping. So over here, we really lose the feel of the cemetery. It no longer feels like a place for meditation or anything like that. It feels very like construction-y. Even over there where it's like all green. But because you have these sort of things, let's see here, these sort of things in the background, it almost feels like a place where they sell monuments. Like I can come here and these are sample monuments. I can kind of see how they look, and then if I want to buy it, I can buy it and have it sent to a cemetery. That's what it feels like. It does not feel like this is an actual place of rest for anyone. Yo, look at that. Okay, I want to like turn a light on. I'm going to turn this camera off for a second because I want to shine a light down here. Oh wait, it is a light. Let's see. What? There's like a door down there. Yo, where does that go to? I'm super curious now. Oh, wow. It goes around the corner. A part of me wonders if this is like one of those secret entrances into the catacombs. That looks like a solid thing there, but that's actually like a door with a handle on it, and it's an opening that goes around the corner. And there's like a little window or something down there. I mean, there's steps here. It's clearly meant for someone to go down. I'm not going down there because, first off, I'm by myself. But I would love to explore this if I had like a friend, and some lights and some protection from all these massive cobwebs, because nobody's been down there. Sorry for my finger there. Nobody's been down there in quite some time. But it's amazing to me that a structure like this hides a complete entrance into an underground area. In fact, that almost looks like the entrance to a metro station. Just looking at the fencing and stuff. Maybe it's the train to the underworld. It doesn't look like anyone's buried here, at least right up top. I don't see any names. There's this cross. I don't know. That's very curious. I would love to know more about that spot. That's definitely pretty cool. Y'all, the explorer in me wants to go down there like right now. I want to just like go for it. I know it's not safe. I know 100% it's not safe. And if anything happens, I would not be able to get help. So, oh, let me turn my flash off. There we go. Yeah, that was awesome. It's gonna bother me now forever. I'm going to want to go down there. If I ever come back, maybe I'll come back with a friend and see if we can explore. I mean, something like that, it's not blocked off. It seems like it would be okay to go down there. It's clearly made for people to go down there. Bird egg. Must be some baby birdies around here somewhere. I love these. This is this sort of slanted. Let me see if I can get a different angle so you can see. It's got a slant to it. Alright, let's keep going. I wonder at this rate, like, if they rang that bell, would I even hear it way back here? It's hard to say. I'm gonna turn around here and just grab a picture of this place. Because I think cemeteries under bridges are extremely unusual. I have never, ever seen this in the United States. It may exist. I just haven't seen it. I know in Virginia, near my home, there's a place where they built a exit ramp like onto the interstate from like over top of a enslaved burial ground. Oh, it's pouring down rain. I'm just noticing. Okay. They built it over an enslaved burial ground, and it wasn't like proven that it was an enslaved burial ground until after the construction was done, I think. So they just put up like a little plaque or a memorial or something for it. So there's nothing like this, you know, underneath. It's just a little small walkway with a plaque. All right, let me see if I can get my umbrella off of my wrist. I'm gonna turn this camera off. Okay, I am back. Had to get my umbrella. I'm under this overpass, so I didn't know it was pouring down rain. But I'm getting ready to leave the safety of this space, and I'm about to be very cold and wet because it's kind of squishy out here. I'm going to grab a picture of this one thing here. It's very unique. And then I'm going to go back. There's another overpass area I want to walk through. Look at this. Let's see. if I can get you up top here. I don't know what that is. You can probably see it in the camera. I'm holding it up top or up high, so I can't really see. It's like a golden orb or something. And then underneath here, you see that? Oh, I can't take a picture with it. My thumb is not long enough to reach the button. But that's very cool. It's like birds in a nest, maybe? Okay. Let me walk around this way. I'm so glad I came here. I almost just said I wasn't going to do anything today. I was just going to, pack and rest so my knee would be okay for like walking through the airport. But the truth is, I'm leaving so early tomorrow. I could walk slow as molasses and still be okay. So I'm not super concerned about that. And I regret that I have not been able to visit every single cemetery. I probably could have if I had done 2 a day, every day. But I did underestimate how much time my French studies would take. So there's that. Okay, I don't know what's going on here, but like everything is roped off. It's just ropes everywhere. In fact, these structures are so close to the burials. Like, what is happening? I'm just gonna get as close as I can get because I can't figure out why they've roped it all off like this. There's a sign on the other side. Well, it looks like there was a sign over here, but it fell out of the plastic. And let me go around and see what's happening. Curiosity, y'all. Curiosity. You know what they said about that. Well, I'm going to live because my curiosity, though it was strong, it kept me from going down into that sepulcher or whatever it was. So I was a good girl. Let's see if we can be 2 for 2 and be good here too. Yeah, I'm just not seeing any reason. There's some cracking under here. Maybe it's because of the structure above is unsafe. I think that might be more so what it is than anything to do with the headstones. And in fact, if that thing fell, there's nothing to protect me right here. Like, this is it would just be disaster. Shoots, do something. These signs are so ineffective, y'all. Come on, I want to know what it says. Okay, we are in the other half of the cemetery, just so you know. We did finally make it. We're up near the front, so if they ring the bell, I'll hear it, and I can get out pretty quickly. It's beautiful. Just 4 different families buried there. Okay, let's continue on our journey. Let's see, here's a sign that is fully effective, so I can read it. I am fairly sure at this point, though, it has to do with the overpass and not with the burials, because I see nothing, like 0 wrong with these. It says, I don't know if you can see that. So we cannot pass through. Dangerous shoot du morceau en béton. I don't know what that means. I'm sure I put the wrong emphasis on the wrong syllable there. I will look that up later. I'm still 99% certain it has nothing to do with the burials. These look like 1970s burials. There's one that's 1930s, 1915. Let's see what else we got happening here. Oh, wow. What happened to you, my dear? Did it damage the stone behind it? So it looks like there was nothing holding this on but maybe like some mortar or something. That gave way, and the metal pin on top is completely rusted, which is why this cross is in a million pieces. Doesn't look like it damaged this guy too much, so that's good, but I can't see what's going on right there where they've hit. Maybe he made it out okay. Sometimes you get lucky. Like at one cemetery, we had like a 100-year-old tree fall down during a storm. And it literally, I think it just chipped the side of one upright monument, and then it completely knocked down another that had just been restored. We just had the conservator come in, and he had set it up right and everything, and unfortunately it got knocked over again. But because he used mortar instead of cement, that stone just kind of broke away from the base. No damage done to it, and we're able to prop it right on back up and re-mortar it, move on with life. It's really dark. Let me see if my flash helps. No, it does not. Let's see. There? Okay. Well, it's just going to be dark under here. The cemetery continues on back here. Look at these colorful buildings in the background. I mean, these things are all like unique kind of places for cemeteries. Oh no, and it continues around the corner. You know, every time I think I'm done, there's more. But I don't know. You lose something about the feel of the cemetery when it's like under the bridge like this. Look at that grand structure. Zoom in. Look at that. Cross goes almost to the top. There's probably 3 feet from the cross to the top of that bridge up there. Oh, there's a van over here. White van. Now the YouTube videos I watch online, white vans are bad. They have stalkers in them. I think I'm safe. Oh, look, we've got some nice little cemetery imagery. The time flies, the hourglass with the wings. I'm not sure what that face is. I'm not familiar with that face. This is a cool little area. It feels more like a museum than a cemetery. It's kind of like, check out this place where we keep these cool, historic items. It's from the 1960s. Wow. The erosion on these stones is epic. Oldest burial there is 1859. That's kind of cool. You can see the light shining through that one over there. Oh, and now I'm wishing I had eaten lunch because my stomach is crying for food. If y'all hear a monster growling, it's just my stomach. Look at this area over here. I probably won't walk over there. We'll see. There are more headstones and monuments over here. This is poorly placed behind the tree. This one, there's a stained glass inside of there, but we really can't see it. It's unfortunate. I was just thinking, if I did get like locked in the cemetery, how would I get out? You know, I mean, these things, this place is huge. And there's so much other noise. If there was a bell that rang, would I hear it? And if I didn't, what would happen then? Because these are some pretty tall walls. I can't climb over that, especially not in the rain. Even if I were to have the audacity to stand on top of one of those headstones right against the wall, I still would be too short to get over the wall. And I'm seeing like the top of a street light right there. So it's probably a drop down to the road. So how would one get out of the cemetery? I don't have any emergency numbers. Okay, y'all, don't be mad at me, but I'm looking at this thing up here. It looks like a wig sitting on top of a mannequin's head. I know it's not, like it's the draped urn happening, but modern times put modern imagery into my mind. There's people in the office right there overlooking the cemetery. Is that depressing or what? You work at a call center all day overlooking a cemetery. For me, it would just be irritating. Like, man, I want to be out there walking, exploring, seeing what there is to see, and instead I'm stuck here on the phone. Like, can I do remote work so I can take my calls outside, please? Is that possible? Okay, we've sort of come to the end. There's this grand old building here. I don't know what this building is, but I think we've reached the end of our journey. What is this thing? Let's see. I think it's okay for me to walk over here. It's still cemetery. Something smells good. Nice cooking. No, it's just like a giant monument. All the windows are broken out on these little mausoleum guys. It's sad. I'm going to have to wrap this up because this rain is becoming quite insistent. I'm not feeling water. Oh, I picked the wrong pathway to walk through. Ugh. I'm not feeling water like on my feet yet, but I know my shoes are soaked. And my socks are not that thick, so they should be getting soaked very soon too. Besides that, I feel like I'm going to pass out from hunger. I'm so hungry. You're probably like, how can you be in France and be hungry? Eating is hard work here. It's definitely hard work. Off my face. Really bug. Oh, cool. An upside down torch. That's something I have not seen a lot of out here. That's cool. Look how clear that carving is. It's beautiful. The upside down torches and the wreaths. second. How often do y'all get to visit a cemetery in the rain? It's so cool. It is. The rain is getting worse. Oh my goodness. It's so heavy. I don't know if you can see that, but it's like a pure sheet of water coming down. And my umbrella is not that big, so I got like the smallest one I could get just to give me minor protection. Okay. And under the overpass, so got a little bit of protection in a minute. This has been an experience, y'all. I hope you are enjoying this as much as I am. Walking in the rain is like challenging when you're recording, but it's so much fun in the cemetery. It's so like a cool monument over here. Yeah, right here. Let's see if I can get up here to it. Oh, between these buildings is such a tight fit. Look at that. Too short to even get it all in the picture. Alright. Oh, the rain is blowing at an angle. Can I get out of here, please? Ow, I just hurt my knee. Oh, got it. Still haven't heard a bell yet, so I think we're doing okay on time. I just gotta get out. We still didn't get to visit like this front section. It's unfortunate. I do apologize. But things being what they are, I've already been out here for over an hour. And I'm probably low on battery. I do have a charger in my bag, but because it's raining, I'll have to like find a suitable place to pull it all out so I don't damage it in the rain. Might have to charge my phone in the metro or something. But I thank y'all for walking with me to the cemetery, for hanging out in the rain for a little bit. Luckily it's not flooded yet. We're all still alive. The feet are still dry. It is getting cold though. I'm kind of wishing I had a coat on. Oh wow. Look at this. That is carved like that. It almost looks like wallpaper, or like somebody drew it on there. That's beautiful. Wow. Just look at the front of it. Oh, so difficult to see because of the lighting here. How about that? Look at that. That's beautiful. Huh. Alright, I had to stop the camera for a minute. I'm back. I think I'm back on the main entryway here. It's an odd smell coming up through the cemetery right now. I don't know if it's from all of the rain or what. Oh, look at that. This side we didn't really get to see, so we just sort of pan by it as we walk. It's a grand structure there. There's a whole breach inside my umbrella. The water is coming through the umbrella and hitting me. That's not good. Alright. We are back up here at the front gates. There they are. And I'm going to flip this camera around for a minute. Let's see. Alright y'all, thank you for hanging out with me on this journey through the Batignolles, I can't say it, cemetery. This has been quite the adventure in the rain, but it's been fun. I hope you all enjoyed it. It's probably going to be a week before you even see this. I will already be back in the States at that time, but this is probably the last cemetery I'm going to visit while I'm here in Paris, because I leave tomorrow. So I hope you liked it. I hope you enjoyed this journey and all the journeys that we've taken during my trip here in Paris. And I'll see you next time. Bye.